What's up, peoples? So, I don't know, I'd be having some weird shit, weird thinking, but some people get it. So, I was just talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about, like, just how hopeless it seems like anymore with people in the world, right? And, like, how they don't even have religion. Like, religion is non existent. Like, people just don't believe in anything, and it's just terrible. It's like a huge debacle. The thing about it is the biggest problem at hand is that no matter what it is you believe in, uh, the mainstream idea, like legitimately, is that something more than yourself has to be present in order to succeed, regardless whether it be somebody helping you in life, or your religion, your science, your fucking your five founding fathers, or your foundations, your principles which you were governed from, um, what you were born with. You know what I mean? Like, humans are always taught that we are not able to succeed. We can't go far on our own. There's something always bigger than ourselves. That we have to believe in something more than ourselves. Like, there's got to be some external force that guides us, or we're just lost puppies, man. And sadly, that's like literally born into us, you know. And it's true though. If you go back to and you look at any kind of movies, like say like the Jedi, for instance, like you have to start training them at such a young age. Spartans, any type of civilization that trained kids to believe or be something. Um, uh, Look at fucking uh, Assassin's Creed, fucking Hitman. Uh, you know, 47, I guess it was his name. I don't know. Probably got that wrong, but all started from very young. And there's a certain point, a threshold where you couldn't teach them. Like Anakin Skywalker was too old, but they still did it anyway. But obviously, look at the catastrophic shit that happened after that, because you've already been pre-programmed, and like to beat yourself out of that programming is almost impossible in this world. You know, that you can't believe in yourself. Is like, you will know the information, you'll have it at your fingertips, but you can't fucking do anything about it. It's almost like autopilot. Like, you have all the answers, but you can't fucking physically do anything about it. It's like, dude, we won't ever achieve what we really need to achieve until we don't have to hold on to anything physical as tangible. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at all the doctrines, dude, even Jesus, if you really pay attention to what is being said in the Bible, that you doubted yourself, so therefore, when dude walked on water, he doubted himself being able to do it, and fell in. He had to believe in himself, not Jesus. He didn't doubt Jesus. He just seen Jesus do it. He doubted himself. He doubted that he could actually do it, and so he didn't, right? Jesus said, you can do even greater works than I. Yeah, we were made like gods. You know what I mean? We have the ability to move mountains, and that wasn't a parable. That wasn't a fucking reference or a metaphor. That was legitimate. The Bible is very clear on when it's allegory and when it's actually being literal. You know, if we could do even greater works than Jesus, I mean, why don't we understand that? But it's knowing, what's real and what's not. You know what I mean? What people don't understand is like, I got in trouble with, like, a lot of people saying I was vulgar for cussing in a church, and but I'm different about shit like that. It was supposed to be my brother's celebration of life. Turned out to be a fucking funeral. 2 months later, it was grotesque at the most. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people there that he didn't even see once a year, mostly. Fucking terrible. But I went in there and did my thing. Like, I'm who I am, dude. I'm not gonna pretend to be anybody. I don't give a fuck if it's a funeral or if it's a wedding or whatever, dude. I'm the same fucking cynical prick wherever I go. But I love you to death, but I'll tell you the truth, you know. So I told the truth about my brother. I cussed in church, and people are like, I can't believe you cuss in church. It's so vulgar. I was like, that's not fucking church, dude. It's just four walls and a roof. You know, if you believe, if cussing in church is such a big deal, then you should obviously believe in the whole God thing, you know, on the premise. And like one of the biggest propagators of it was my oldest brother, who doesn't believe in God, who literally swore to God one time that gods don't exist. Swore to God that God doesn't exist, that no gods exist. I thought it was fucking funny. And I was like, well, which fictitious god is it that you swear to that no gods exist? But you ain't get upset that I fucking cuss in a church because it's fucking vulgar in the house of the Lord that you don't fucking believe in, dude. Get over yourself, you fucking cocksucker. You know what I mean? It's four walls and a roof, dude. Jesus flipped the table, said, fuck this shit. This is bullshit. Not like that. Not in such layman terms, but in the midst of it, never touched the money, left the church, went out and said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, which is the fucking money. You can't serve God and mammon at the same time. No graven image. No persona. No role played. Take up your cross, follow me into the wilderness. You are the temple of the Lord, right? You know, people get mad about the tattoos on your arms and shit while you're defacing the temple of the Lord. Okay. I get that. What about all the poisons you eat, drink, smoke, ingest, right? That's the temple of the Lord. A healthy mind is a healthy body, a healthy mind, body, spirit. Your physical, mental, and spiritual fitness need to be up. Like, how do you do that, right? It's not cussing in the church or donating your money to some dude who drives a Mercedes while the people got to put in for some help from the church when they fucking barely get they're jumping their car every fucking Sunday out there getting some help from somebody out in the parking lot that might have some spare parts with it, you know. Got to put in, ask, see if it's okay, if it's your turn for the Lord to bless you, right? You know, and I will speak on that shit, man, because I bless people all the fucking time, and I don't do it because I think I'm better than anybody. I just do it because had somebody not ever fucking just gave me something out of the blue that was extraordinary that you would never thought they would give you, dude, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't love people like I do. I wouldn't have the understanding that I do. So therefore, if there's a chance and an opportunity for me to help somebody and bless somebody with something, even though I may need it, but they need it more, that's like one of the 10 Commandments, right? Love thy neighbor like it's yourself, right? And if everybody took care of their neighbor, man, how the world would go around. Take care of ourselves. No one would need nothing. Everybody be taking care of it. Man, what a wonderful world that would be, right? To have no worldly possessions, but just to care and love and just want to experience life at the fullest and take care of each other. But hey, man, fictitious world we live in, right? You know, it's like, who can you fuck to get to the top now? Metaphorically or literally. It just depends on what race you are, or what ethnicity, or I guess that's the same thing, race, ethnicity, or what sex, gender, whatever, you know what I mean? You know, guy's got to fuck somebody, but he ain't fucking no chick, he's just fucking someone over. The girl can fuck her way right to fucking goddamn financial freedom. Simple. Man got to work a lot harder for it, man. That's what they call white privilege. If anybody got white privilege, it's the white women. For sure. But hey, that's on a whole new offensive subject, which I don't mind addressing. But what people have not been taught, and it's probably one of the most beautiful things I've learned and still have yet to figure it out myself, and I'm trying because why not? Tried everything else that's failed. And also, the more I talk about it, maybe the better, easier it gets. But to understand that everything comes from within, right? Infinite is not macro. We can see the end of things, right? But we can't never find the beginning, right? Micro is infinite, infinitely. We can be infinitely better or infinitely worse, dude. There's no limit to what a human being is capable of. It's been proven. But to seek your own understanding and to literally know that you can change the dynamic of everything like this. All right, so people say, oh no, man, but I've witnessed God do it in my life, right? All right. Well, I'm basing all my theory. This is all theory. I'm not saying this is canon for any. This is what makes sense to me, right? I believe in resonant frequency of vibration. That is real shit. Is real shit. You can speak things into existence in this world. Munchausen syndrome, right? You can speak yourself sick. You can speak yourself healthy. You can literally talk a plant to death or bring it more life by the vibration and frequency which you resonate towards it. Insane, right? Now, imagine, just for instance, because I've seen God work in people's lives. I used to be a youth minister, right? Someone says, hey, you come to God, it's going to get harder before it gets worse. But you just got to remember, give it to God. God will take care of it, man. It'll get better. You know, you're going to see a lot more bad things happen. It's not that you see a lot more bad things happen and more bad things are actually happening in your life. It's you're aware of what all bad things are. You're finally paying attention to the things that have been ailing your life, the things that have been keeping you held back. You're starting to see the side effects of it. So yeah, it might seem like more bad things are happening. You're just more aware of all the bad things around you, right? But when you go to Christ, you know, because you say you're at your wit's end, right? You're at your last rope. It was either God or the fucking 45 in the mouth, right? You know, let's do God first. So they say, okay, well, it starts getting bad, and he's like, all right, man, but God's on my side. Just remember, give it to God, give it to God, give it to God. God's for you, who can be against you? So you're just like, yes, all right. God's got us. It's bad, but you know what? This is me making progress. I'm going to the good way. Going to the good way. Right? So give it to God. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Eventually things do start getting better. They get a lot better. Good things start happening. Things start lining up. It's insane. It's miraculous. It's like, holy, God is good, right? Is it? Or is it that you are actually starting to fire on a vibration and a fucking frequency that was in a positive manner for the first time in your life? In any frequency and vibration that you fire on and that you send out attracts that same. You know what I mean? It attracts everything you do, attracts what you're doing. So, you know, you lay with dog, you get fleas, iron sharpens iron, all the same shit. So you start speaking positive for the first time in your life, and then positive things happen, and you give all the glory to God, right? Also, I'm not saying God's a bad way to go. It's really, really good. The Ten Commandments are natural law. Natural law supersedes all law. Case law was like 1870 something. Never been beat yet. Case law, natural law, common law, God's law supersedes all law. It's a gentleman's game. But is there a chance that this was just a universal law that was manipulated into a religion that they knew would work because you profess and thou shalt become? What comes out of your mouth comes in real life. We create our realities as we go. That is a fact. That's a scientific fact. You know, that other science, that's a religion. Ancient Kabbalistic text, the Talmud and Babylonian mysticism all come. I mean, fucking Copernicus studied it. Newton. Anyways, that's for your own research. But particle physics and fucking quantum physics and astrophysics and all that shit all comes from fucking Babylonian mysticism, Kabbalistic texts. So science is religion. It's always been religion. Everything's a religion. The only thing that's not religion is us. Look at it like this, dude. We're the only species on this planet that was born with no armor and no weaponry. Physical. But if we harness this, the abnormally large brain that most other living organisms do not have, if we can harness this to the capacity of which we should be able to, without being poisoned, and we treat it right and do all that, we can manipulate and control and conjure anything in the material world. And those are facts. We have the greatest weapon if we believe in ourselves, right? But the one thing that is universally taught throughout all the ages and all the religions and all the governments across the world is that we are not capable of doing anything on our own. And anything that shows us psilocybin, DMT, that we are capable of these things on our own, are class 1 narcotics, and get the harshest punishments. I mean, fucking goddamn, get caught with a hit of LSD, that's life in prison. But it obviously makes you fire on different receptors, you know what I mean? And even knowing that information, dude, we have a hard time believing anything, even though scientifically it's been proven. But like, why do we have to believe in anything else? You know? It's just mind-boggling to me, man. It is like, it's really a beautiful thing when you come to think about it. It's a beautiful thing. You can't conquer the world until you conquer yourself. How can you expect anyone to believe you are telling the truth if you can't even tell yourself the truth? You can't even, you lie to yourself every day when you say you're going to do this. You know? Everything's a choice. The hardest part about the choice is not doing, is making the solidarity. Making whatever it is that you say you're going to do 100% and believing it. 100%. You can give up somebody that you've known your whole life because they crossed you, dude, and you'll forget about them like they never existed, like they were dead. They no longer even exist in your universe. You haven't ran into them since you gave up on them mentally, period. Boom. Literally erase them. Which is insane to me because they only live like 3 houses down. I'm sure there's multiple people that have done that. But for some reason, you never run into them again. Literally do not exist in your motherfucking reality, in your universe anymore. But you can't quit smoking cigarettes? Or you couldn't live with... This is a physical connection with a spiritual being that you severed and never thought about again. Never seen again. Dude, completely wiped them from existence in your reality. That was easier than quitting smoking, something that harms you, and you know it. Makes your clothes stink, makes your teeth yellow, everything. Every reason in the world to stop, but you don't because you like it. You make an excuse for it because you're not 100% in solidarity with your choice. The choice is the hardest thing to do. Once you make the choice, to truly make a choice, it's easy. That's the easiest part. The hardest part is actually making it, you know what I mean? It's fucking wild, right? I don't know, man. It's just food for thought. I've been through a lot of my own bullshit. And one of the hardest things, you know, ending this 20-minute rant or whatever the fuck it is, one of the hardest fucking things that I've had to do is truly let go of material things, man. Like, how can you truly understand the life and what life really is and, like, what really truly matters about life if, say, something material you have takes precedence over even feeding your kids? Like, you're still not willing to part with something that means nothing more. It couldn't mean any more than feeding your kids, or it couldn't even equal to. But yet you wouldn't give it up. For some reason, it was like a part of you were going to lose. That's our problems, man. We can't take this shit when we can go, but we definitely take who we were as a person. A father, a husband, a brother, a sister, a mentor. But we fucking destroy relationships and lives over material things, man. I know, maybe squirreled out on the whole subject or whatever, but I don't know, I just wanted to share that. But what I've learned is I'm never going to conquer a goddamn thing until I conquer myself. And man, life's too beautiful to be stuck in torment. And I've been there for a long time. I'm just excited I'm finding my way out now. Anyways, more rants to come because fuck it. I ain't got no job. Might as well talk, right? Anyways, later.